What up, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Make a Beat Monday. It's your boy Greek Indian Hip Hop Beats, aka Dat Boy. And here on Make a Beat Monday, I go through the whole entire process of making a beat. I'm gonna chop the sample, I'm gonna rearrange it, I'm gonna add some drums, I'm gonna do the whole shebang-a-bang. So y'all can just go ahead and follow along and let's see what we come up with today. Alright, let's open up an Eddie. So I chopped this one up into 16 pieces. Now I'm going to add this to the FPC. Grab this magnet right here, snap to regions, pick them out one piece at a time. Go to the channel rack here, open up a FPC. Just go ahead and add these slices in. And then I'll show a card up in the corner of the screen somewhere, but there's a way to set up the FPC. I just got to go and load the settings I already made. And then we're going to bang on some pads, trying to come up with something here. So I'm going to head to the playlist, make sure pattern 1's selected. Just go ahead and throw a blank pattern 1 on the playlist clip. And I already got the record selected, so... Alright, definitely like the pattern on that, but it definitely doesn't sound on time and in rhythm, so I don't always need to have it matched when I record it. I can just always go edit it later, so I'll go ahead and show you to do that. First thing I'm going to do is come into the piano roll of the FPC. With this particular chop, I pretty much did everything on beat, so just make sure it's on beat. And then quick quantize start times. Let's go ahead and see how this sounds. And then that first chop is still dragging a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go into the FPC and just knock the pitch down a little bit. Alright, that sounds good enough right now. I'll probably tweak it at the end at some point. Let's go ahead and edit the sample a little bit. So I'm going to open up the parametric EQ2. So typically when I start making the beat, I'll just take the EQ and just cut it right at 200. That's usually where the bass stops and starts. And then at the end of the beat, when I'm doing the final mix, I'll go back and edit this later, but I just want to cut out all the low end for right now. Next, I'm going to open up some Maximus and then right click on the presets, go to their lo-fi setting. And then I think that's a little bit too much, so what you can do is go to this knob over here on the right of the mixer channel, and you can just adjust that. And then this one, it seems like the sound's kind of low. I'm going to go and just crank the velocity on this. Alright, let's see what it sounds like with the sound goodizer. Go to the right part of the mixer. Alright, we're going to roll with that for right now. Let's get some rhythm going, baby. Alright, so I'm going to add the hat, send to its own channel, and then I'm going to go back to the playlist and start a new pattern. Well, that doesn't sound good. If you ever get weird sounds on your sounds from drum kits, the time thing might be on, so just go into the control panel. If you just left click on the instrument, go in there and just turn this all the way down. And it looks like there's a little gap when it starts. I'm going to open up another Edison, and then I'm going to grab that hat sample, throw it in Edison, chop off this part here that's not doing anything. And then I'm going to select that, put it back here in the channel rack. get a snare going. All right, let's go ahead and start another pattern. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to do the regular second and fourth beat for the snare, but I'm going to clone it and add a little funk to it on a different pattern. I think I'm going to do every other one. We'll see how that sounds. Maybe I'll change it later. Alright, let's go ahead and add a kick in there. And for the kicks, I typically just record them in with the beat. Sometimes when I change up the sample pattern, I like to change up the kick pattern as well. I'm going to play around with the kick a little bit, and then I'm going to record it. Let's go. Oh, and the way that I play the kick, I literally just hit the Q button on the keyboard. If you hit the Q, it'll play whatever sample you have just at C flat. Now, my rhythm is not always perfect, so I quantize. Going to the piano roll, the kick, God, it's definitely off rhythm. Magnet, go ahead and select 1/4 a beat, and then go ahead and quick quantize. Hopefully it sounds okay. Alright, we're rocking. Let's copy this pattern, go ahead and slide it over. Now I need some sort of perk just to pop right at the beginning. Alright, that's it for most of the meat of the beat. I mean, with this kind of sample that kind of changes a lot throughout the track, I don't really need to do a whole lot with the arrangement. My theory when it comes to the arrangement is if you have a very simple sample, then maybe you need to make a bunch of changes throughout the arrangement. Maybe you'll drop some drums to some places. Maybe you'll pitch up or down the sample some places. But with this sample and a lot of samples I use, it's kind of all over the place. I'd rather have the sample be all over the place and then the beat and the drums and the percussion just stay steady. That way the rapper can still catch their flow, but it's still not getting tired on the ears because the sample is still changed in the background. When you actually do a final project, you probably will add and drop some drums here and there, but for this particular beat, what I'm just going to post on YouTube, I'm not going to change the arrangement too much. Let's go ahead and work on the intro. Alright, so for this, I basically just took other parts of the sample and chopped it up to make the little intro. And then I took the drums and I threw them all into the same mixer track so I could create an automation channel. And then the drums slowly rise and I drop them right here and then the beat comes in. Alright, now we need a bass line. I'm going to solo the sample. Then I'm going to go into the master channel, open up another eddy, and then we're going to find the pitch of the sample. I pitched the sample a little bit, so it's going to be different than the original. Your detect pitch region looks like somewhere around A or G. And then I'm going to go to the pattern with the kick. I'm going to copy the kick pattern. I'm going to go to its own pattern and paste that pattern into the 808. And then for this first section here, we already saw it's going to be A. So slide it down to A. We're going to paste this onto the playlist and then turn that on, see how that sounds with the sample. Alright, definitely needs to be turned up an octave. Also, always go to cut itself, slide that up an octave. Yeah, I think it's more of a G sharp. Alright, Alright, y'all, that's pretty much it for the beat, the sample in there. I got all the drums, I got it arranged, I got an intro, I got a chorus, I got a bass line. Let's go. Definitely gonna make some tweaks and some changes to the arrangement. I always like to listen back to it again, make sure that the bass line's in key. Even if I listen to the bass line a million times, I'll listen to it a week later and realize it's out of key. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mess with it a little bit, mix it the best that I can, and then play the final beat for you right now. So I hope you enjoyed. If you got any questions for anything I did in the video, definitely let me know. If you got any suggestions for me on how to make these videos better, or just as a producer in general, I always love learning. Feel free to let me know. Greek Indian hip hop beats, Dat Boy, Make a Beat Monday. Have a good one, y'all. Here's the final beat.